Joe Pugh for Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Once again, joined by Mr. Dave Coldwell. How are you, Dave?
Very good, thanks, mate. You?
No, brilliant. And just watched a interesting pressing. No fireworks, but all respectful, and a great card on Sunday night. That feels weird saying, but finally, Jordan Gill gets his shot against Grimgurfy. How pleased are you to finally see it happen?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. You know, just thinking back, he's actually been after the European title over 2 years. It must be about 3 years now. In fact, that was the route that we was looking at and we was going for before the Tinoco fight. So it is a long time. So this Sunday means a lot to Jordan. The fight, the belt, the European title, because it's very prestigious. It's got, it's steeped in so much history. Jordan really wants that title, so it's going to be a great feeling when he gets it.
And obviously, hopefully he does get that title, but moving on from that, is it a case of activity moving fast now, or taking a look at the world scene?
I'm not asked about what comes after this. This is a big fight. It's an important fight, and it's a difficult fight because you're in against a 4-time European champion. It's like Guerfi's a similar sort of character to Kiko in terms of that. You think he's done, and he keeps coming back. He's a 4-time European champion. After McGregor, he thought that's him done. But he steps up 2 weight divisions and beats a long-standing, established European champion in AGGRO. So the man's for real. This is a real fight. So all our focus is getting hold of that belt, becoming European champion. Then we'll take whatever comes next, and we'll sit there. But going forward, the only thing I will say is that yes, activity. He needs activity. It's no good waiting 6-7 months in between fights and things like that. And obviously he's had a lot of bad luck as well with injuries and the head clash and things. But we're coming out of a pandemic now. That's gone. Now, it's the same. Every coach and every manager wants for the fighters now. Now the pandemic's gone, or we're coming out of it. I'm not allowed to say it's gone because then people jump on your bike.
Well, officially, since yesterday, it's gone.
Right. Okay. So now we can get back active and get careers rolling again.
And all going well Sunday night. How many times, in an ideal world, do you want Jordan out?
Well, yeah, you want this level. You want 4 fights a year. It's people that live in the gym. Like Jordan doesn't drink, he doesn't go out partying, he doesn't do that sort of shit. So literally, he has a couple of weeks off after a fight, and then we're back in just ticking over playing. So 4 fights a year would be great. 3's a must.
And 2 weeks, I think, have passed now since Hopi was last out. Excellent performance. I spoke to him after the fight, but speaking to him in the days after, how did he assess the performance, and going forward, how do you approach that?
Yeah, very good, very good. Learn from previous fights, which is most important. Learn from stable mates, getting out of head clashes a couple of weeks before a few weeks before a big fight. So he's learned a lot and he's developing. He's great to work with. He soaks up everything that we work on, and he does what we work on the floor. He does it in sparring, and then what we do in sparring he does on fight, and he follows the instructions all the way through. He's just brilliant to work with, and he's a phenomenal talent. It really is, and you haven't even seen the best of him yet. He's 21 years old. He's only had 7 fights. He's a kid that in another year, 2 years, people are going to be like looking at him going, wow, he's the one.
Do you see him potentially moving through the weight divisions as well?
Have you seen the size of him? 100%. It makes super bantam easy, as in easy. But he's going to do super bantam, feather lightweight. He's going to go. It could even go up higher. He's just. I think he's about 5'11". So he's very, very tall for the weight, and he's got a set of shoulders on him, so he can fill out in the divisions.
And obviously only 21, but as a trainer, manager, how do you see the fact that Hopi's next fight was already announced before that fight before? Do you like that element as a bit of initiative?
So it depends on the individual. Yeah. So with Hope, I don't have an issue about that whatsoever. Honestly, his mentality is fantastic. Can't fault his mentality at all. So there is no looking forward. It's like he learned, like I said, going into that fight, he'd seen Jordan, who had the European title fight, supposedly like a few weeks after his last fight, and then he gets the head clash, and he was like aware of, even when he gets his opponent hurt, he doesn't rush in and get an head clash, because he did that in the fight at Leeds, where after he dropped him, he rushed in and got an head clash and got cut. So he learns from things that are happening. That's what you want for a young fighter. So no, with him, I don't worry about having fights, lined up back to back and things like that. But he's done. That's the second. This will be the second time he's had that. When we're on fight camp, we had fight camp and then Leeds. So he's experiencing that already. But yeah, no issues with him whatsoever.
And obviously it's a Sunday night, fight night. Strange, especially strange for me, probably for you as well, but it's good that it's not clashing with Taylor Catterall, and that's good for the sport overall.
Yeah, 100%. These clashes, it's like, listen, sometimes you can't help it because it's the only dates that venues have got. Venues can give out, TV schedulings, things like that. So sometimes it just happens. But when promoters have got another option to go a different day, and they don't, that's when it pisses you off. You think, fucking hell, you know what I mean? You are allowed as a fan to want to watch Sky and watch DAZN, to want to watch a Frank Warren show and a Matchroom show. It doesn't have to be where it's just like one or the other. So you can watch both, and if you want to watch both and they put them off at the same time, it's like, fucking hell, it's so frustrating. So a little bit of coordination when things can happen, even if they are on the same night, try and alter the main events so it helps fans be able to switch over or whatever, then that helps. But it's good that we've got a Saturday and Sunday this weekend, because Catterall and Taylor's a fight. Listen, Josh Taylor's undisputed. He should be an absolute hero in this country, in this country and Scotland, obviously in Britain. For what he's achieved and in the amount of fights he's had as well, it's phenomenal. So we'll want to watch him as well, and Catterall's unbeaten and a good fighter, a dangerous fighter, so it makes for a good fight. And I've just seen a little clip of the...
Have you seen that? I was just about to come on to that.
So a bit of spice as well, so it'd be good.
Obviously, Catterall grabbing Josh Taylor's throat. What do you make of that?
I didn't see him grab his throat, I just saw it.
I think that, here we go, I'll show this here. Apparently,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you make of that, Dave?
That's good. It's well, as fans, when you're neutral and you got nothing to do with either fighter, you want to see that drama and that. It makes you look forward to the fight even more.
And if anything, it's going to boost the profile of the fight, and it's an undisputed champion. But what is your prediction for that fight going into that?
I think it's a very tough night for Catterall. A good fighter, but Josh Taylor, I think it's just a bit special. You have to be special to become undisputed. You're not just a good fighter. You have to be a bit special to become undisputed, and do it in collecting belts, not just win one fight that makes you undisputed because you're the guy had all the belts. It's collecting a few belts along in the fights. Look at the fights that he's had and what he's done in them. He's a talent, he is.
Is there anything else for him to do at £140?
I think I'd like to see him go up to 147 and try to look at 147. But listen, I don't know.
How do you think he does against the likes of Crawford and Spence?
Spence would be a good fight. I fancy him to beat Spence, I think. Crawford not so much. I think Crawford's just, but then again, timing, because Crawford's getting older. So, and Crawford's big fight, I feel sorry for Crawford because his big fights have never come, and I think his big fights will come when age starts catching up on him a little bit. But yeah, I think right now I think Crawford's a little bit special.
And just a couple more, Dave. Obviously, we're hoping for the announcement of Fury Whyte finally, and then in a couple of weeks we're looking at Usyk 2. As someone in the sport yourself, what is the bigger fight out of those two?
British, you've got Fury against Whyte. It's two Brits going at it, so that's massive. But it's like AG against Usyk. That's massive. So
on the fence.
Yeah, kind of. It's because they're both proven at that level, I suppose. Oh, it's difficult. No, it's difficult to say. I think AJ and Usyk's a bigger fight, but yeah, I think so. That's just my personal preference. But Fury and Whyte is more exciting, I think. I'm thinking. I don't know.
It's your opinion. It's your opinion. That was an awkward one.
That's more exciting, that one. So yeah.
And finally, Dave, obviously a week's passed now since Brook Khan. What a fantastic night, fantastic fight. Where do both fighters go a week on, in retrospect?
Well, on the night I said I'd like them both to retire. It's not just Khan, I'd like them both to retire.
Maintain that opinion?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. They hadn't rewound clock since last week, so yeah, I'd like them to retire.
Brilliant. Dave, always a pleasure. Thank you very much and speak to you again soon.